This video will look at how to map supplier categories. So the first thing we do is go to Merchant and then click on Products, and then from the Supplier drop down box we click Supplier List. We then select the relevant supplier by clicking the yellow magnifying glass. Then at the top of the page we click Category Mapping. So if we do take a data feed from a supplier, the supplier will usually provide its own list of categories for their products, but unfortunately no two suppliers have the same list, and as well as that, most of the time the categories that they provide are not user friendly. So to solve that problem, we have a category mapping system which allows you to map all the different supplier categories to a single tree of categories within the eMark system. So this takes us to a search page where we can filter by a couple of options, but we'll just return the full list here. So what we're looking at here, the results column, this is the list of categories that the supplier has provided. So these categories are not something that you control, they come directly from the data feed that the supplier has given us. The Maps To column is the list of categories within the eMark system that you do have control of. So what we're saying here is that when the supplier provides a product that they enroll in the 3D printers category, we want those products to automatically map into the eMark system category tree into a category also called 3D printers. So during this setup we also have the ability to select a single supplier to populate your category structure, and then all the other suppliers can then make use of that category structure when mapping their categories. So in this instance we've used the XIT category structure, and what this means is anytime XIT adds a new category to their data feed, it will automatically be created in our system as a replication. Now for all the other suppliers that aren't being replicated, whenever a new category comes into the system, we typically map it to a default category that we set up internally, which typically you would hide from your customers. So when a mapping does occur like this, by default the approval flag is set to no. So when you actually come in and do your mappings, you can filter by the ones that are not approved, which makes it a little easier to select your mappings, and once they have been mapped, the approve flag will be set to yes. So if we wanted to change a mapping, we can do it on a single category level by clicking the green tick icon. And what we're saying here is that the supplier category 3D printers currently maps to the 3D printers category in the eMark system. So we could also change that by selecting a different category here and then hitting save. You can also map multiple categories in one function by selecting a list of categories with their checkboxes down the side and then selecting a target category here. So if we wanted to merge all of these categories into another single category, we'd select the target category, and what we're looking at here is a list of top level categories in the eMark system. If we wanted to filter into a list of subcategories for one of these categories, we'd just click on this down arrow, and now this is a list of subcategories for the accessories top level category. And then we make our selection, and once we click map, all those categories will be mapped into the accessories cables category. Any changes here won't actually take effect on your product system until the next time the data feed runs.